Hello students, welcome to the class. This is Shweta Yadav, your teacher, and today we are going to start a very new chapter from class 10th NCERT, and the name of the chapter is Quadratic Equations. Okay, so let us begin with our session. The very first thing we need to understand before we start doing the questions and all is what are the equations that are called as quadratic equation. Okay, so to understand the quadratic equation in a very simple language or in a very simple way, we can say that any of the polynomial with degree 2 that is equated to 0 can be called as quadratic equation. Okay, now what is the meaning of this degree? Degree of any polynomial. So degree of any polynomial means the highest power whatever any of the polynomial bears. Okay, so now if we talk about the standard form of a quadratic equation, what is the standard format or what is the standard form in which a equation can be written so that we can call that equation as a quadratic equation? Let's see. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is the standard format in which any of the equation can be written, and that equation will be called as a quadratic equation. Okay, now see, this equation also have some mandatory rules to be called as quadratic equation. What are those? A, B and C are real numbers. Now see, A, B and C, these the coefficient of x square, the coefficient of x and the constant term c. All these three are always real numbers. Okay, real numbers means to say these can be the negative terms or the negative numbers, positive numbers, these can be integers, these can be the fractional numbers, these can be the even root numbers also. Okay, any of these, all these are categorized under real number. Okay, and the second important condition or the mandatory condition is that a must not be equal to 0 at any point of time. For this standard form, a must not be 0. Now tell me one thing, what would happen if this a will be equal to 0? Let's check. So we are having the standard form of a quadratic equation as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, right? If we see this term, okay, so if we see this term ax square, then we can say that a is multiplied to x square, right? But if this value of a becomes 0, then what would happen? So if the value of a becomes 0, then this whole term, that is ax square, will be 0. And if this term ax square becomes 0, then this equation will no more be a quadratic equation, right? This equation was quadratic because the degree or the highest power of this equation was 2, that is ax square was having. But if this term ax square becomes 0, this equation will no more be a quadratic equation. Okay,